Hey everybody, this is Linda. Welcome to Lenny P's Place. Hope everyone's doing well today. I have a fabric haul to share with you today. I went to one of the thrift stores that has been closed for quite a while. And over the weekend, they opened up, and well, they were selling vintage clothing. That's all they were selling. And I actually didn't find out about it until Sunday. Well, I'm not sure they were open on Saturday. Maybe it was just Sunday. But anyway, it was later in the afternoon and before I could get there. So there was a lot of stuff that was already gone, but I did get some great things. And for all the stuff that I bought, I only spent $8. So I'm really super excited to share with you what I got. So I'm going to show you this first, and this is actually the back, but it's got this and it's pretty much showing up the color that it is. It is a blush pink, and I'll turn it over to the front. It's really pretty. It's got this beautiful netting on it with the corded lace, I think is what they call that. And it's really, really pretty. And I was so excited to find it. So, and then there's a bow on it, but the bow is got a little stain on it. Well, actually, maybe it wasn't a stain and it might come out. I was afraid to put this in the wash, so I had a few things that I couldn't put in the wash, so I took them out on my back porch and I sprayed them with Lysol, and then I left them out to air dry for a while, and then I came back and sprayed them with Febreze, and amazingly enough, they don't have a smell anymore. And because I just didn't know how this would wash up. It's like I don't know, it's just an old lace. And I'm guessing that it's probably, from the style of this, I'm going to say it's more than likely either late 50s or early 60s. I'm thinking it's 60s. Looks more like 60s to me. But anyway, I got that, and I'm going to cut it up, of course. Just not, I just wanted to, I don't have time to cut it now, but I did want to show it. And then I got this beautiful, beautiful piece here. And I'm sure there used to be something that went with it. A skirt or a dress. And it has a zipper in it, and the lace is gorgeous. It is like it's netting, but it's got like a dotted Swiss on it, and then again the corded lace. It's so pretty, and I've got a lot of it. The sleeve really shows up I think the lace better because it's not lined. Isn't it beautiful? I just love it. So pretty. So there's going to be a lot of that when I get through cutting it. This reminds me of a wedding dress. It's just really, really pretty. And then I found a few wool things. And I've been trying to add to my collection of wools. So I'm sure this is from the 60s, early 60s, because I used to wear things that looked just like this. It was very in back then to wear little skirts like this with a pullover sweater and knee-high socks and loafers, and also tights, but always loafers, penny loafers. That was the thing back then. And this is a really nice wool, but it does have quite a few little holes in it. So, but anyway, I'll get a good bit out of that, and enough for my stash. I'm just so happy that they don't smell like they did when I brought them home. They just smelled really old and musty, and they don't smell that way anymore. I think it was the Lysol that did it. But this is beautiful, beautiful fabric. It's a wool, and it is such a gorgeous color of pink. Isn't that pretty? And I'll bring it up so you can see it a little better. Isn't that just, oh, I'm so excited to find all these wools, because I've been trying to, this is the front, add to my collection, but unless I find some old fabrics, it's really hard because wool is expensive. And so I'll keep trying to get old jackets and stuff. There's a few holes in it where moths or something got into it, but it's not that much, not that many holes. And I'm really super happy to find that. Yes, wool is expensive. If you just buy little samples of it from people, it's expensive. So, and then this is this is quite an old piece, and it really shows because there are so many holes in this. But I'll get enough out of it. It's another nice wool, and I'll get enough out of that to have some. And then this is all eaten up. You can see all the holes in it. But look at the collar. Isn't that cool? It's so cool. I don't know what kind of collar it is. This is, I'm thinking this is from the 60s or the 50s. And all it does is tie. So it did, probably, I'm going to guess it probably had a, I don't know, maybe a dress. And this was the top that went over it. Not sure. Anyway, I was happy with that. I don't know what I'll ever use that collar for, but I'm certainly going to keep it. The next thing I want to show you is these sweet, sweet baby clothes that I got. Oh, they are so precious. Look at that. Let me move these over. They're so tiny, and they're so sweet. Look at that little, well, you can't see it. Look at that little tiny pocket. Isn't that adorable? And they all washed up really nice. Really, really nice. And look at all those little tiny pleats. You see those? And that delicate little lace. And they're so soft. Of course, they would be for a baby. A little baby girl. So, and then there's this one. And it has, the tag says handmade, hand embroidery in the made in the Philippines. And isn't that precious? So cute. This is a real pale yellow. And it doesn't really have flowers on it. So I'm thinking this probably was for either a boy or a girl back then. I don't know, maybe it was just a girl, but it's got a lot of blue on it, blue and yellow, and only some little tiny pink French knots is all that's on it. So, they're just so sweet. Look at that one. Just adorable. And this again is handmade in, well, this one says handmade in the Philippines. And I know that back when my babies were little, my kids were babies. This was missing a button. I had a lot of these handmade in the Philippine things. They wore these. My daughter did. I didn't put frilly things on my son, but I did on my daughter. And look at that trim. Can you see that? I think you can. Let me come in just a little. I don't want you to miss all the details on these pretty little things. Isn't that precious? Look at that detail on there. And then I got this one. This is a little, this is like a little nightgown, sort of, because it's long. Now I'm too close, aren't I? Can't see everything now. There, come back out. This was ripped because it's so, fabric is so very thin. But the buttons are all there, and it's got a cute little collar with some embroidery on it. And then the little tiny pleats, little embroidery right there. And let's see, what does this say? Handmade Feltman Brothers, all cotton in the Philippines. Most of these came from the Philippines, and they're just precious. They're just so precious. And here's another one. This one has some stains on it, some rust stains, but would you just look? Somebody made this. This is homemade. And from, look, there's no way a baby could get that. That wasn't going to fit around a baby's neck. Look at that. That is just too small. I don't know. This could have actually been for a doll, I'm thinking maybe, because that is just so tiny. I just don't believe that would have went around a baby's neck. It's just too little. But look at the tatting. Look at all the tatting that's been put into this. You see all that? All the way around, and around the neck is tatting, and around the sleeves. And then they've did some, what do you call that when they pull the threads? They did that all the way around to the back. And then there's some buttons, and that's it. But, I was just, couldn't believe when I saw all these things, and I grabbed them. And then there's this little thing, and it is like a, I don't know, it's like a diaper shirt. I think that's what we used to call them. I think. I can't remember. But, of course, there's a few stains on it, but look at that pretty embroidery that's on there. Isn't that pretty? And this is a real silky stuff. There's no kind of tag or anything. It is, like I said, it's got some rust stains on it, but I don't care about that. And this definitely was a little boy's, and of course it's got stains on it too. And all of these have been washed, so they're not going to come out. This is also hand embroidered. That's been ripped. It's got some real pretty embroidery on it, and it's a little boy's, what do you call it, romper suit. It's got the nothing on the bottom, just this little bit right here. But I love I love the rust stains that's on it. This was, it had to be a doll's dress, just had to be. It was in with the baby clothes, but I just don't see, I don't know, I just don't see it belonging to a baby. This is no good. This ribbon here is really just no good. This says it's a medium. Actually, somebody sewed that. It's hand sewed that. This is, I think this is handmade. I don't think this is, yeah, well, it's made by a sewing machine, but someone made it. It's not bought. It's homemade. That'd be what you call it. They were definitely very good seamstress. But I'll salvage the lace and the ribbon. I don't know. That's really pretty right there. I'm going to leave that intact, and I can use that for something. I don't know. Probably these I'll just put in the drawer with my other vintage baby clothes, and I'll put this in there with it. And then when I need one, I'll go and get something. This is also, I love the lace on this. It's really pretty. Not fond of the, I mean, I don't know that I'll ever probably use the fabric for anything. I know it's old and but, I mean, it's vintage, but it's got little giraffes, pink giraffes on it. So, I'm not sure I'll ever use that, but I certainly will use all that beautiful trim with the lace on it. It's so pretty. And then the last children's thing I got, and some of you ladies that are older will remember these. I wore these. They were like ruffled. I would say it was a crinoline, but crinolines really had a whole lot more to them than this. It's like a ruffled slip. And back when I was growing up, little girls didn't wear anything but dresses. That's just what we wore. And slips looked a lot like this back in those days. Had your little straps with the little lace across the top and little ribbons that tied in bows that nobody saw because you had a dress on, but you knew it was there. Just those little added touches that make us females of any age feel pretty, even if nobody sees what you got there. You know, like fancy underwear that nobody really sees other than, you know, your husband or whatever. Partner, significant other, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, this was a little girl's slip, ruffle slip, which would make your dress stand out, but not too far. The crinolines, on the other hand, they would look like this, but underneath you'd have all this stiff. How we ever wore those things, I have no idea. The stiff, it was like a netting, and it was really, really stiff. But I guess we were used to them, so we didn't think much about it. But this is definitely one of those old slips, those old ruffle slips. So sweet, and brings back so many memories. And to tell you the truth, it's got a lot of stains, and look at that stain on it. They're old stains from something. But I love it. And to tell you the truth, I don't have any memories of these things not being comfortable. And I'm pretty sure it's just because I didn't know anything else. We wore them all the time, you know. So, or I did anyway. I don't know about everybody, but I know I wore them. Okay, and then I found some old nightgowns. And they have some, they're cotton. They have beautiful trim. There's some eyelet lace. And let's see, I don't know if there's any, yeah, there's some, I'm not going to open this up all the way because it's like one of those all the way down to the floor ones. And long nightgowns, as we used to call them, I think. But it does have the sleeves with the eyelet trim, and a lot of 100% cotton. It does have a stain right on the right there. It's a pink stain, but it has some beautiful old buttons and nice 100% cotton fabric that I will be using. And then this was a nightgown. I remember these. I'm sure some of you do. Some of you ladies will remember these. They always had such pretty lace on them. Just different lace, and this doesn't have any sleeves, so there's nothing else on it, but it's a pretty pink and fabric, and it's not stained, so I'll get some use out of that. Let's see, there was, this is an old robe. It's got some pretty lace on it. Some really nice buttons, and there's only like, there's 3 buttons and then 3 buttons and then there's no more buttons. And I don't remember, yeah, there's lace on the sleeves are short sleeves, so it was a summer robe, and the lace is a little tattered here and there, but all in all, it's nice. And this is I think this is what we used to call seersucker fabric, and I guess it would still be seersucker fabric. It's got little puffy, a little puffy texture to it. I'm not sure you can see it. I'll try to hold it up. You ladies from the 50s, 60s, you'll know what that is. It's like a puffy, could have even been from the, this could even be from the 40s. But it's that seersucker fabric. Pretty sure that's what you call it. And then there was this, and there was a pair of pajama bottoms that went with this. And when I was growing up, we called them shorty pajamas. That's what we called them, shorty pajamas, because the bottom was not much more than a pair of panties. Real short. And this was the top. This was the, it doesn't have, it's just got regular sleeves, nothing, no trim on them. And it's just the top. I didn't want the bottom, so I left them there. Don't know that anybody else would want them either, but because it was pretty much just like a pair of panties. They did have the lace around them, but I just didn't want to, no, I didn't want to mess with those. But the beautiful embroidered flowers on here all the way across, and some pretty soft lace. I think that's all the nightwear that I got, nighttime wear. Then I got a couple of blouses. This is an old one here. This is an old blouse. And it's very stained, just age spots from just stains from being old. And there's some little holes in it here and there, and the lace is really stained up in the back, and you can see the holes. Just old age holes, I guess. Like we get old age wrinkles. Well, this is old age holes. But I love it. Love this part, and I debated on whether or not to put this one in the wash machine, but I did, and it didn't seem to hurt it any more than it already was. I can't really read what it said. Donnie Page, a Donnie Page something is off. The rest of it's gone. But the buttons are, the gold is flaking off the buttons, but they're pretty little rhinestone buttons, except for the one on the bottom is missing. So they put a little mother of pearl button on the bottom. And yeah, so that is that blouse. And let's see. Oh, and then this one. And this is full of embroidery, which is why I picked it up. And yeah, it's hand embroidered. And but the shirt itself, I guess, I don't know. It might have been bought. It might be. I don't know when they started doing, I don't know when they started doing embroidery by, you know, machine embroidery. I don't know how long ago that was. It's pretty stained up. And, but see what it says here. It says, this might not be that old. This one might have got put in there somehow because it says made in India. Seasonal from New York. So this might not be that old, but that's okay. I wanted it for the embroidery anyway. It's very pretty. I just love all this embroidery that's on it. And there's little flowers on the sleeves. Very pretty. So it was out in the pile, so I got it. And then I got this skirt, and its skirt is huge. But it's it is 100% cotton. And I got it because it had this beautiful lace in the center of it. This is not that old. She was saying that it was vintage because it was out in the lot of things that she was selling. So, but you know, vintage doesn't have to go back that far. It only has to go back to what, 1984, 84, I think. So yeah, it's very possible. It's got a really pretty lace in the center of it, which is why I got it. And two, it gives me a lot more white cotton fabric, which I use all the time. And then there was this, which I got only for the lace in the center. And it's nice fabric, and I might use, I'll keep some of it, but it's got these flowered trim that goes all the way around, and you can see that. It goes all the way around in two or three different places, I guess. There and here. I'm not sure if there's any more. No, I think that was it. And then there's this lace that goes around. So I'll just cut the lace off of that, and probably I'll keep some of the fabric, but it's not exactly, it's not a cotton, so I'm not going to want too much of it. And then this, well, that goes to something else. This I cut off of, I don't even know what it was. I cut it off right away when I got home. It was some sort of, it looked a little like a bathing suit, but it could have been a costume. It was like it looked like some type of rubber um, bodysuit. And this was trim that was over the top of it. So I cut this off because that's why I got it, because I wanted this. And so I cut it off and threw the rest in the trash because it just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but I knew that I didn't want to keep it. This I really, really liked. This is, somebody made this, and it really doesn't have, this is the tie where you tie it around your waist. And it's just a string. It's not anything it was measured to fit around someone's waist because it doesn't have any elastic in it. There's no type of buttons or anything, just a tie. It's simple that someone made. And, well, you can see some of the stitching here where it's starting to come apart. And they did put that little piece in there to keep it from coming apart any further, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it should have had a zipper and they didn't put one in because they didn't know how, which would have been my problem because I don't know how to do a zipper either. It's not, it wasn't for a very big person, but the fabric is just, it's tie-dyed. Someone tie-dyed it and it looks like they used coffee. Look at that. And then it has this trim along all the way around on the bottom of it. But it's so pretty. The color is just perfect. It's like they used coffee to do it with. And I'm calling it tie-dyed because I don't know what else you'd call it. There's a big circle right there. So it's just lovely, I think. It's lovely. Don't know what type of fabric they used to. It had a trim on the bottom of it. Maybe they used an old curtain. I don't know. I don't know what they used to make it out of, but whatever it was, it at one time had a pretty trim. But anyway, I love it. I think it's, next to the baby clothes, I think it's my favorite thing that I found. So, and I'm about done. I think this is the last thing. And this is, I got it for mostly the fabric because it's really got a lot of, staining on it from being old. And I don't know, things laying on it or getting spilled on it or just fading from old age, I'm not sure. But it does have this pretty trim that I will take off. It's different stitches, and then it's got this little they've gathered the fabric, but then what they've done is they've just taken this like a applique stitch, I think is what you call it, or overcast stitch. Can you see that? And they've just, it's not like an embroidery, it's just, I mean, not like a little crochet trim, it's just, they just stitched over the little hem that's in it, and they gathered it. So I don't even know any other way to describe what it is. But anyway, I thought it was really pretty, and it's all the way around, and there's all these little rust stains on it, and just big stains. Can you see that? And it's a cotton fabric, so what more could you ask for? A big old piece of cotton fabric with that pretty hand-stitched trim on there. I wouldn't call it so much an embroidery as it is just fancy stitching, because It's just, it's got, I don't know what you call it, but I like it. It's pretty. So, and that's what this went with, is the tie that goes to the dress. And that, my friends, is my fabric haul that I got. And I got, like I said, I got it all for $8. And she said she's gonna have another vintage clothing sale. She has a lot more. I think what happened is the name of the thrift store is Granny's Panties, and she closed up during COVID, and while COVID was going on, I think she was diagnosed with cancer, so she wasn't able to reopen her store, and she kept buying out like estate sales and stuff, but no place, she couldn't work to price it and all that kind of stuff. So now that she has gotten better, she started to try to organize and get her store open again. But there was just so much stuff until she is selling in stages and she's given really good prices in order to clear some of this stuff out so she can get her store organized to reopen. So she did vintage clothing, and if I understood her right, I think she said she had more vintage clothing and she would be having another vintage clothing sale. But she has a lot of other things too, so I just have to watch for the emails, and then I can go and see if I can find more treasures. So I'm really excited about her reopening. That was probably my favorite thrift store, and I certainly missed her being closed. So anyway, that is going to be it for today. I thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me while I showed you all the things that I got. And I just want to remind everyone that I am having a giveaway, and I'll put the link to my giveaway in the description below for any one that would like to come over and enter. It's open to everyone, including international. I'm not, it's just a subscriber. It's a subscriber giveaway for appreciation. A subscriber appreciation giveaway. That's it. My words escaped me there for a minute. So yes, a subscriber appreciation giveaway. So if you want to subscribe, I would love to have you. And if you are a subscriber and you haven't entered, please do that. And I will say goodbye for now. So I hope everyone will be safe, be happy, be well. And I will see you in the next video. And bye for now.